Genghis Khan and his family. Did they kill 10% of the population of Earth while he was alive? They killed so many people that they affected the carbon footprint of human beings on Earth. In a groundbreaking revelation, scientists have unearthed what they believe to be the long-lost tomb of Genghis Khan. This tomb, concealed for centuries, contains mysterious and unsettling artifacts that raise more questions than answers. The contents of this tomb challenge our preconceptions about the great Mongol conqueror, Genghis Khan. For over 8 centuries, the final resting place of Genghis Khan remained one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history. A legend whispered across the vast steppes of Mongolia, spoken of in nomadic folklore and royal chronicles, yet never confirmed by evidence. The burial site of the man who once ruled the largest contiguous empire in the world had been lost to time until now. What has recently come to light not only challenges our understanding of this legendary figure, but may also rewrite the very foundations of world history. This discovery is not merely about ancient bones or buried treasures. What has been found inside the tomb defies explanation and opens the door to possibilities far beyond traditional archaeology. Genghis Khan, born as Tujin in the early 1160s amidst the rugged Mongolian wilderness, was the son of a tribal chieftain. His early life was marked by hardship, betrayal, starvation, captivity, and war. Yet, out of this crucible emerged one of the most extraordinary leaders history has ever known. By the time he was in his 20s, Tujin had begun to unify the fractured tribes of the Mongol Plateau. In 1206, he was given the title Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler, and he went on to create an empire that stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the heart of Europe. His armies conquered the powerful Jin dynasty, the Khwarezmian Empire, and vast portions of Central Asia, leaving behind a trail of awe and terror. Though known for his brutal tactics on the battlefield, Genghis Khan was also a visionary administrator. He promoted religious tolerance, built international trade routes that would become the famed Silk Road, and established merit-based systems of governance that many later empires would come to admire. In 1227, while on a military campaign in northwestern China, Genghis Khan died under mysterious circumstances. Some claim he fell off his horse. Others believe he was wounded in battle or died from illness. Whatever the cause, one thing was certain. His death was to remain a closely guarded secret. According to Mongol legend, Genghis Khan's funeral procession slaughtered every living being in their path to ensure that the location of the tomb remained unknown. The burial site, believed to be near the sacred Burkhan Kuldan mountain, was reportedly erased from the landscape. Rivers were allegedly diverted over it. The ground was trampled by horses to conceal the grave, and the soldiers who performed the burial were executed, followed by another wave of executions to silence those who carried out the first. It was a chain of secrecy sealed by death. For centuries, explorers, historians, treasure hunters, and even governments hunted for the tomb. The Soviets launched expeditions. Japanese forces searched during World War II. More recently, high-tech multinational efforts used satellite imaging, drone photogrammetry, and AI-assisted mapping, all in vain. That is until 2021, when a joint research team from Mongolia, Japan, and the United States launched the Conquest Project. Their goal was to employ cutting-edge technology, including ground-penetrating radar and AI-enhanced mapping, to search the area around Burkhan Kuldan. 2 years of silent excavation followed. In 2023, the team uncovered what appeared to be an artificial chamber buried more than 80 feet below the surface. It was not a typical tomb. The underground structure was built with interlocking stone blocks designed to resist both time and nature, evidence of remarkable architectural knowledge. For a time, the discovery was kept secret. Satellite leaks and anonymous reports stirred online speculation, but nothing was confirmed until a guest on the Joe Rogan Experience, allegedly an archaeologist affiliated with the project, made veiled comments about anomalous materials and unexplainable artifacts found within the site. The clip went viral. Then, on January 8, 2025, the Mongolian government formally confirmed the find. The tomb of Genghis Khan had been located. What lay inside, however, shocked the global archaeological community. The burial vault bore no resemblance to anything known from Mongol history. Intricate murals adorned the walls, images of constellations, celestial bodies, and fantastical battles waged in the sky. The sarcophagus was sealed with a mysterious black crystalline substance that has not yet been identified. Surrounding it were relics arranged in precise ritual patterns, a bow crafted from a non-oxidizing metal composite, scrolls inscribed in a language that no known scholar could immediately decipher, and a mask with vaguely humanoid features, but no pupils, its interior lined with gold filaments, possibly for some kind of neural interface. There was more. A device resembling a telescope was found, but its optics far surpassed anything available in the 13th century or even today. Organic materials retrieved from the tomb were sent to genetic labs, where DNA testing revealed sequences that do not match any known human or animal profile. Then came perhaps the most baffling artifact, a black obsidian slab etched with a map, but it wasn't a map of Eurasia. The topography was alien, unknown to any geographic record. It was overlaid with glyphs and symbols, some resembling astronomical charts, and others indicating elevation or terrain, though of what and where remains unknown. Alongside the slab were crystal structures that, when illuminated, emitted low-frequency vibrations capable of interfering with electronic devices. These findings challenge every assumption we've made about 13th-century technology and knowledge. Could the Mongols have possessed advanced technology long lost to time? Did they have contact with an ancient civilization now forgotten? Or more controversially, was there a non-human influence at play? Theories abound. Some whisper of ancient aliens, while others point to a lost breakaway human civilization hidden from history by cataclysm, secrecy, or deliberate erasure. While mainstream archaeologists often dismiss such theories, even many conservative experts are stunned. The artifacts do not align with Mongol, Chinese, Persian, or any other contemporary cultural context. In response to the discovery, UNESCO declared the tomb site an international heritage zone. Meanwhile, political tensions have begun to mount. Mongolia sees the site as a sacred national legacy, an integral part of its identity and history. Yet, other nations, motivated by academic curiosity, geopolitical interest, or even fears of hidden power, are lobbying for shared access. The debate is no longer just historical. It has become cultural, political, and even philosophical. Genghis Khan's legacy has always been complex. To some, he was a brutal conqueror who left devastation in his wake. To others, he was a revolutionary leader who reshaped the medieval world through policy and governance. But now, his tomb presents a new dimension to his legacy, one that extends far beyond his life or his empire. If even a portion of the discoveries made within the burial chamber are verified, we are on the verge of a historical revelation on par with the Rosetta Stone, the tomb of Tutankhamun, and the Dead Sea Scrolls. More than a tomb, this discovery may represent a threshold between the known and the unknown. It invites us to question not only what we know about history, but what we believe is possible. Could history as we know it be incomplete, missing entire chapters of forgotten civilizations, lost technologies, or interactions with forces beyond human comprehension? The implications are staggering. What lies beneath the legacy of Genghis Khan may ultimately change not just our understanding of him, but of human history itself. We may never view the past or the future the same way again, because sometimes the deepest truths are buried not in books or records, but beneath our very feet, waiting for the right moment to return. In the wake of the stunning confirmation by the Mongolian government in early 2025, the world found itself in collective disbelief. The tomb of Genghis Khan, long dismissed as legend or folklore, had been real all along. But the reality surpassed even the wildest theories. This wasn't just the burial chamber of a powerful warlord. It was something more mysterious, more layered, perhaps even otherworldly. The initial announcement was met with both excitement and intense skepticism. Scholars demanded access, while skeptics called for caution, urging rigorous verification before conclusions were drawn. Yet, the undeniable presence of objects and materials that defy categorization opened the floodgates of speculation. One of the first aspects that stood out to researchers was the design of the chamber itself. The structure was unlike any known Mongolian burial style. It incorporated engineering principles not seen in 13th century Asia. The interlocking stones were cut with such precision that they fit together without mortar, similar to ancient Incan walls in Peru, sparking questions about possible lost global connections. The materials used were equally baffling. Certain segments of the tomb appeared resistant to both moisture and microbial growth, suggesting either unknown alloys or preservation techniques far ahead of their time. Then there was the question of the artifact's arrangement. Archaeologists noted that the objects encircling the sarcophagus were placed with such mathematical accuracy that it mimicked astronomical alignments. The constellations depicted in the murals on the chamber ceiling matched known star patterns, but not as seen today. They were arranged in positions consistent with how the stars would have appeared tens of thousands of years ago, suggesting either incredibly advanced astronomical knowledge or access to information preserved from an earlier epoch. The scrolls found in the tomb have since become a focal point of global academic interest. Written in a language unlinked to Mongolic, Turkic, Persian, or Chinese roots, the texts contain geometric patterns and symbols rather than letters. Linguists and cryptographers remain puzzled. Some believe the script may be ideographic or mathematical in nature rather than phonetic. A few have even posited that it may not be a language at all, but a kind of code or even a recording method for nonverbal communication. Their contents remain undeciphered, but efforts to translate or interpret them are now underway at major research institutions. The crystalline sarcophagus containing Genghis Khan's presumed remains presents another mystery. The material surrounding it seems to have no clear match in the periodic table and has defied attempts at conventional analysis. Scans reveal the humanoid form inside, but extreme caution is being taken before opening it fully. Concerns about contamination, both to and from the body, have delayed invasive exploration. Still, preliminary imaging suggests that the individual inside was buried with ceremonial armor, bearing inscriptions in the same unknown language found on the scrolls and murals. Perhaps the most debated artifact is the obsidian map. Experts from NASA, ESA, and various geological institutes have all weighed in, trying to identify the topography carved into its surface. So far, the landforms depicted have no earthly parallel. Some regions appear to represent impossible features, mountain ranges surrounded by oceans that don't exist, lakes in geometrical shapes, and even structures that resemble giant pyramids. The surrounding symbols, when analyzed under spectroscopy, emit trace levels of radiation and generate frequency disruptions that interfere with nearby electronics. Whatever the purpose of this map, it was clearly meant for something more than navigation. This has led to a major rift within the academic community.